I'm so tired. But there's nowhere I'd rather be but here. Good to see y'all tonight. Holy shit. You've all heard at this point, but for anyone who hasn't, our AC went out. And that is just the latest in a long string of bullshit. I am on a 2-week probationary period at work because my manager's a fucking hard ass over things that were not problems on my previous team. My new tech lead is being a hard ass, that is. That probationary period was supposed to start the day our AC went out, yesterday. And so, in the middle of all of this AC bullshit, I haven't been able to say, call out sick, take vacation for it. I have to show I'm being a productive little worker bullshit. And that meant that when our AC went out, I drove to the office all nauseous from having slept in the heat, and threw up out the side of my car 4 times. And that is maybe the lowest point I have been in my entire post-college life. I'm glad y'all are happy to hear my voice, because we're gonna be in low power mode tonight. This follows up, let's see, over the weekend I had a flashback, like a movie-ass flashback that lasted 24 hours, completely reset my emotional state to when my mom was living here, and then I took it all out on my poor partner, who handled it like a saint. And then it ended, and I got memory problems over it. I had, like, full-blown amnesia about the flashback. It was a movie-ass flashback. It was bad. And that's not to mention all the other shit, like, my partner's doctor yelled at her, had to drive 2 or 3 hours away for technical issues that turned out to be, hey, you didn't have to actually come out here, even though we told you that. We actually already had everything you needed, and we didn't know that, so we're sorry for making you drive 2 or 3 hours out. And just a whole bunch of other bullshit that ranges from the usual banal adult stuff that everybody has to deal with at its worst, to some of the lowest points our relationship has ever been, some of the lowest points my work has ever been, some of the lowest points my creativity and my desire to stream and make things has ever been. But as of yesterday, I'm on Adderall. And this maybe seems a little trite after all the other shit that has happened, but hear me out. I have been waiting 30 goddamn years to finally see how bad my ADHD was and how much it was holding me back. The whole reason that I am streaming tonight is that after all the shit I just described to you, I still have energy, and I still want to play Splatoon, and I still want to have fun. And I attribute that to this Adderall that I just got prescribed yesterday. Don't tell Big Pharma, I've actually been on Adderall for the last 2 weeks. Thanks to my partner letting me, quote-unquote, borrow some of hers. And I've been taking a very low dose. And the first day that I took it was so mind-blowing and eye-opening that I immediately went out and made an appointment with my doctor to say, we're getting me Adderall. And they were willing to accommodate. After a long sequence of events. But, I never really took my ADHD seriously, like I should have. I'll certainly say that my ADHD is a large portion of why I'm in trouble at my work. Like, I just don't have the capacity to keep up with people the way that other people do, but on my previous team, under my previous manager, who is the best manager I've ever had, and possibly the best manager I ever will have, he told me to my face that he trusted me to self-regulate. my own issues, my own problems, and that if I needed to take sick time, I could, and that if I was having trouble some days, that's fine. But he trusted me to handle myself, and he told me that, and that made me want to work double overtime for him because he was being so kind to me and showing me, like, autonomy, respect. Things I never got at other jobs, things I'm not getting on this new team. Whatever, so it goes. But things that the world can't always give me, college certainly never got and gave me, and it took this long in my life to realize, okay, I have ADHD and I need to do something about it. And even then, I was supposed to borrow my partner's Adderall 4 months ago. It only just happened a couple weeks ago, and I thank Apex for pushing me in that direction, mostly because I was at a real low point, but there's a second reason that it got to this point, and it is that I learned that Adderall is not just used to treat ADHD, it's used to treat narcolepsy. I don't know how much I've described my sleep issues in detail. They've been pervasive. I don't have trouble sleeping so much as I have trouble waking up in the morning, and when you describe it to people like that, their first thought is, oh, you're just a lazy little asshole. But, you know, if you're around the wrong people. But, I actually had a sleep study done for narcolepsy. I didn't know it was narcolepsy, I just went to the sleep study center, the sleep doctor, and they were like, all the issues you are describing to us sound like narcolepsy, let's set you up with a sleep study immediately. I failed that sleep study. You might wonder how that's possible. Well, narcolepsy has a different kind of sleep study. You see, you have the normal sleep study where you have to sleep from their predetermined times, which, by the way, theirs was 9:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. They want you awake before 6 a.m. They actually turn on the lights when the study is done. It's bad. But then after that, the second part of the narcolepsy test is that they keep you there for a little while, and they have you go back to bed every couple hours and see if you fall back asleep, repeatedly over and over again. They had to cut that part short, because I didn't sleep enough during the first part of the study, and so they couldn't accurately determine whether I had narcolepsy. And so I go to the follow-up appointment after the sleep study that they're charging me $1,200 for me to fail at, and the doctor has the gall to ask me, have you tried melatonin? Hallian says, can't believe you got a bad grade in being diagnosed. Story of my goddamn life. But, I never really knew what to do with my sleep issues after that, because, like hell am I going back for another $1,200 sleep study that I'm likely gonna fail. That's bullshit. And so when I read that Adderall is also used to treat narcolepsy, that was the thing that kind of made my brain break and say, okay, I need this for more than just ADHD. I'm kind of vaguely managing my ADHD, but I need this for my sleep. I need to at least try. And so here we are. And it has done wonders for my ADHD, and it has done wonders for my sleep. And it has done wonders for my ability to be in reality, think about things, process that time has passed. 30 minutes used to be such a useless amount of time to me, and now it's like, I could get so much done in 30 minutes. We've completely flipped the script on everything that I thought happened to me as I grew up. Turned out it was just my ADHD getting more and more pervasive, more and more brain fog, more and more bullshit. Apple says, if somebody asked me, have you tried melatonin, I think I would fucking explode. I nearly did. I had to restrain myself. I had to put on a nice smile, my good old customer service smile that I've never had to use because I've never worked customer service, but I'm sure anybody who has knows what I'm talking about. Because it's not like you can just yell at a doctor, otherwise you get what Harmony got the other day. Oops. She didn't yell at the doctor. Just to be clear, she didn't. We've been through a lot lately, but the silver lining, I swear to God, it's Adderall. I am on doctor-prescribed meth, and my whole life has fucking changed. I am now on half of the lowest dose now that I've been properly prescribed it, now that I'm not rationing it out as a quarter of the lowest dose. And even at a quarter of the lowest dose, it was already changing my life, so who knows where a half dose will get to me. will get me. Quintalian says, I understand it seems like a dumb question, but I suppose they still have to rule it out if they don't know. Well, I told them, yes, of course I've tried melatonin. And the reason I bring that specific part up is because they didn't tell me anything else. Anything else useful, you know? We went over my test results. They pointed at the part where I was asleep, and they were like, look at those really beautiful-looking theta waves. I forget what they're called. Golden Sigma bullshit. Yeah. There wasn't really much else of note about that appointment, except that I was even asked. And the reason I was asked is because I wasn't allowed to use melatonin in the sleep study. Fucking dumbasses. I'm glad to hear what you're doing now is working better. I have gotten good nights of sleep for the first time, I swear, since before high school. Like, I actually wake up feeling rested. It's insane. And I don't feel like I'm gonna microsleep at the wheel of the car anymore. Which is a thing that has happened and is terrifying. And is surprisingly unrelated to why I got in a car accident earlier, about a year ago. I want to talk about one more thing before we switch over to Raiders, though, and it is the most unexpected effect that Adderall has had on me. I have emotions? That's a thing? I can actually feel my emotions now? I can feel a lot more things, to be clear. But I have emotions, and it's wild. I was told this would happen when I started estrogen. It technically did. I mostly just got bigger versions of the weird, foggy emotions that I already had, which were kind of there, kind of not. Adderall is making me feel things. It's insane. I've never felt this before. I don't know what to do with all this shit. I'm having to learn so much so fast, and what a great time for me to be feeling things so deeply and so strongly when my AC goes out, and I have a flashback, and a 2-week probationary period at work. I mean, whatever, I'm also feeling positive emotions. We in there, it's cause for celebration anyway. Lots of celebrating, thank you. Microsleeping while driving is so scary. Yeah, absolutely, Ivy. There have been situations that I should have gotten into so much trouble that I didn't, because the other drivers are very nice. But, honestly, I've had worse issues with driving than microsleeping. I've had, like, there was a day that I was driving that I had brain zaps just going down the road to work, and it was awful. Nearly didn't make it. Marissa says, now I'm more antsy for my Adderall. I need to remind myself to call my psych so I can ask about that pending drug test. I really hope you get it. It has been an absolute boon to my life, and if you can get it, I don't know how much younger you are than me, but if you can get it in your 20s instead of me getting it in my 30s, you will be set. It is so worth it to find the medications that you need. Like, Adderall maybe isn't it. You may have to go through the process of trying a couple of different ADHD meds. One of them will turn you into, like, goop feeling brain, and then another one will, like, make you more energetic, but it'll wind you up all antsy, and then you find the one that works, and it's like the clouds part and your life begins. Quintalian says, I also had sleep issues due to what was called extremely severe apnea, and it was eroding my mental and physical health, since much improved with devices. I'm glad you got that. I was never diagnosed with apnea in that sleep study. They would have found it there, even with how little sleep I got. But I always knew something was up. Would have never thought that Adderall would have fixed it so succinctly. I felt like I could breathe normal and not constantly clench my teeth on Adderall, right? I've been told that Adderall is sort of a blunt instrument as far as pills go. It is literally just insert more dopamine, here you go, have fun. And for a brain that has barely had any for so long, for a brain that has relied so much on so little to the point where I feel like I have felt for no, not 30 years. Since high school, 10 years, I have felt since then that I've had such a tenuous grasp on reality, and Adderall brought it all back. And I'm taking half of the lowest dose. Like, come on. I still microsleep. Sometimes I really should look into getting a prescription myself. If Adderall works for you, great. There are other treatments for narcolepsy, though. I don't know how to get a hold of those in case Adderall isn't for you. My specific intersection of bullshit with ADHD made this a 1-2 punch that I couldn't ignore. And of course, you know, everybody works different. So don't take my observations as gospel. Just please do yourself a favor and go get the medications you need, because I waited so long and I didn't have to do that. And neither do you. It is worth it to find the thing that makes the brain fog go away and makes you be able to think straight. Please do this for me. It is the most important kindness you can do to yourself, and I can't be there to go to the doctor with you, you know? Much as I would want to. Still need to find out what medication I was on in 3rd grade, the one that got me pulled, so I can know for certain. Yeah, that would help, yeah. I know for some people, Adderall will turn them into a zombie. That was what my brother was like. They stopped having him take it for that reason, but none of the others really worked super well either. So it can vary. It can be really rough. Just make the journey. It's the most important thing you could possibly do for yourself, I think. It was certainly worth it for me. My med made me not eat whatever it was. Wow, that's rough. I've been on a couple that I would describe as giving me an iron stomach, but nothing that made me not eat. I know some meds can do that. That's really, really rough, though. What Adderall is doing for me, actually, is, you know, that classic ADHD thing of being hyperfixated on something and not realizing you're hungry? It's making me feel hungry. It is making me feel the small things again. I don't even know how that's possible. Fucking miracle. And I avoided it for so long because I saw my brother turn into a zombie and thought, I can't do that. I don't want that. Or, you know, stigma of walking into a doctor's office and saying, hey, you got any meth? Adderall can make you forget to eat, I've read, but yeah, I eat about the same. Okay, good. I'm glad it works for you. I'm glad it works for me. I hope everybody finds what they need, because I had so bad driving anxiety, and my anxiety med actually fixed it. I have so bad executive dysfunction, and the Adderall is putting a huge dent in that. I had such awful brain fog, and all I needed to do was take a vitamin D supplement because I don't get enough sun, and half of it just went away on its own. And other small, simple fixes that add up and make your life worth living again. Please do this. Please. Like, I could describe at length all the ways that life has been shitty for the past 2 months, but I swear to God, just the Adderall balances everything out. All of it was worth braving to get here. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I threw up out the side of my car. And it was worth it to get here. Can you believe me saying that? I hope everyone finds what they need, though. It's a tough journey. It's worth it. Let's play a video game. I've talked enough. I'm sure you're all here for rating treasures, and so am I. I want to play a video game! I mean, I can play Rhythm Heaven, but I've played so much of that. It's just not a very streamable game, or I would have done it by now, you know? You know, we just had a hurricane pass by us recently. It didn't actually hit us. It made a big U shape around my city. Ridiculous. So, I've heard this only affects enemy strength and not the number of salmonids that are on the screen, so I kind of don't super care about this. I'd go survivalist if it was all the same enemies and it was more of them. But if it's just stats, I kind of don't really like... I might try it later in the stream. Let's start with just the standard difficulty. Let's begin.